Good morning, friends. Now we are seeing the applications and limitations in computational fluid dynamics in module number 5, a compressible flow in the subject of fluid mechanics. Why to use computational fluid dynamics? Redesign of the components. So when compared to conducting experiments, so simulation of the components if we done, so that is before we take up the design of components, that is pre-design of components. So simulation versus experiment. So simulations are found cheaper, faster and safer rather than conducting experiments on the model. Then detection and prediction of hurricanes, storms and tsunamis, the natural disasters will be predicted. And the pollution extent, what is the extent of pollution in various modes of transportation. Then detection and prediction of diseases. Then detection and prediction of forces and stresses will be made possible using computational fluid dynamics. The computational fluid dynamics solution tool chain. So first the geometry using a CAD. So CAD description of the geometry. Then the grid will be generated from the CAD model which is done in the earlier step. So this grid generation is the most time consuming part. So then setting up the problem. Then the next step is pre-processing and preparing the solver. Then solving the given problem by running the solver. Then post-processing, here we are extracting and computing the information of on which we are interested. Then visualization of the results. So it is the most important part, and then interpretation of the results obtained. So this is how the flow taking place of this CFD solution tool chain. Limitations of CFD. So CFD solutions will rely upon physical models in the real world processes with respect to turbulence, compressibility, and multi-phase flow, etc. So the CFD solutions will be accurate, as accurate as the physical models on which they are based. If the physical models are not accurate, our CFD solutions are also not accurate. So it is purely based on how the accuracy of the physical models. Then numerical errors. So solving equations on a computer. So naturally it introduces numerical errors. Then round off errors. Due to the finite word size available on the computer, we have the round off error. So usually these round off error will exist. Then truncation error due to approximation in the numerical models. So truncation errors will go to 0 as the if you redefine the grid. You can reduce the truncation errors by redesigning the grid. So mesh refinement is one way to deal with the truncation error. Then boundary conditions. As with the physical models, the accuracy of the CFD solution is very good as the initial or the boundary conditions provided to the numerical model. We'll solve some more problems in a compressible flow. So the statement of the problem goes like this. A projectile travels in the air of pressure 10.143 Newton per centimeter square. That should be converted into Newton per meter square here. 1 centimeter is 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. So 10 to the power of minus 2 square means 10 to the power of minus 4 in the denominator. That goes to the numerator. It becomes 10 to the power of 4. So now it is in Newton per meter square at 10 degrees centigrade. So temperature is now converted into Kelvin by adding 273. It becomes 283 degree Kelvin at a speed of 1500 kilometer per hour. So speed of the projectile is 1500 kilometer per hour. It is converted into meter per second. Kilometer is converted into meter by multiplying by 1000. Hour is converted into second. 60 into 60. So many meter per second. Find the Mach number and the Mach angle. Given K is 1.4. So R 287 joules per kg Kelvin. So to find out the Mach number, M is equal to V by C. So we know a speed of the projectile, that is 416.67 meter per second. We should know velocity of sound, that is calculated using the equation C is equal to square root of KRT. So now we know K, we know R, and we know T. K is given, R is given, T temperature is also given. That will be converted into Kelvin. So we are getting velocity of sound in so many meters per second. Now Mach number, M is equal to V by C. Substituting V and C, we are getting Mach number. It is also asked to calculate Mach angle also. So Mach angle sin alpha is the ratio of C by V, which is the reciprocal of Mach number 1 by M, because M is equal to V by C. So C by V is nothing but 1 by M. So we are getting sin alpha. So alpha is 54 degree. So that is Mach angle. Then we have one more problem. So it is asked to find the velocity of the bullet fired in the standard air. So the bullet is fired in the standard air. It is asked to find its velocity. If the Mach angle given is 30 degree, alpha is 30 degree, given R is 287 joules per kg Kelvin, K is given 1.4 for the air, because the bullet is now flying in the air. Temperature given is 15 degrees centigrade. Convert it into kelvins by adding 273. So velocity of the sound is C is square root of KRT. So substituting K, R and T, we are getting C as 340.25 meter per second. So sin alpha is equal to C by V. So we have now velocity of the disturbance wave, but we want the velocity of the projectile. So velocity of the projectile is given as here, that is V. So velocity of the disturbance is given as C. So sin alpha is C by V. Alpha is 30. So sin 30 is equal to C. Velocity of disturbance, that is found 340.25 divided by V. Velocity of the projectile. So projectile here is nothing but the bullet fired. So using this we are finding V, velocity of the bullet. So that is 680.50 meter per second. Thank you, friends.